No, we're not live yet. We're live now.
Are we live?
We're live. I need to make it more so it's facing you as much as me.
I don't think so.
Oh look, I think let us know if you can see us. Hello, of course.
Hello.
Apparently been live 13 seconds.
Oh.
But I can't see how many people are here. 43 people are here. So
that's lovely. Hello, 43 people.
Hello, 43 people. Do leave comments and say hello and stuff. This is going to be really, really ad hoc. Because we're on location.
It ever anything else?
We're on location out in the wilds.
The wilds.
And we thought we'd do a live because it's also the beginning of, well, sort of actually Friday was the beginning of summer book hibernation. But we've sort of just been mooching together, haven't we?
We've mooched here and we've mooched there.
We've mooched here.
Mooch full.
High, low.
Moochly lovely.
All of those things.
Yeah.
So I hope you're all well on this Sunday evening. It's very weird because normally you're on a separate StreamYard to me, so it's quite odd having you in the same room. Do you know what I mean? Because normally it's two screens.
He doesn't want me here.
No, but it's.
He wishes I was somewhere else.
Here we go. She's getting her violin out. So is this where I drop in the excitement that you might be doing your own YouTube channel?
No.
Oops. Come September. It's what the people have asked for. It's what they've wanted. It means that I can have a bit of a break. And then just guest star every so often. Anyway, we thought we would have a chat about sort of what we've been up to a little bit, how things are, how Book Hibernation is going. Are you all joining in with some of Book Hibernation? Let us know in the comments below. We can talk about some of the prompts. And also the fact that we're going on a bookshop crawl tomorrow.
We are. I'm so excited.
Thought if any of you, people are very excited that you're starting the YouTube channel. No pressure. But we thought you could help us pick some of the books that we're going to buy tomorrow to match in with some of the prompts we've got for some Hibernation, Book Hibernation. I can never say the right title either. Also, I want to apologise a little bit because Summer Book Hibernation was a little bit last minute, and that's all my fault. Because I've been traveling a lot for work and been very busy, and as Mum's seen, even like on a 4-day weekend, I've I've got some work to do.
He's not getting a lot of time.
No, so yes, my brain is quite full. But we will definitely do autumn book hibernation, and autumn is my favourite season. Will probably be a bit more bumper. We'll see, and maybe
a bit more bells and whistles.
Bit more bells and whistles. Tom will be back, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
So that'll all be good. So let us know if you are joining in with some Book Hibernation, what you're reading, or just what you're reading in general in the comments, by the way, because we can see them. And I did learn the other day, I think I can highlight some of these.
Oh, can you?
I think I can do like...
Oh, hide.
Yes, Louise, can't wait, Leanne Peacock says.
Thank you, Leanne.
See? Did I read Shape of Darkness by Laura Purcell? No, not yet, but I do have it. So that's all good. I'm very kind. I'm going to hide
Somebody mentioned Wakenhurst as well.
I think we can forgive you. You're a busy fella. Thank you very much.
I loved.
Yeah, you loved Wakenhurst.
I did love Wakenhurst. I love Michelle Paver. Somebody did very early on.
I can't find that now. Belle's Books. Oh, if I can show it. Come on. I'm currently reading Strange Weather in Tokyo for my Women in Translation pick and Loving Colour. We'll come to Loving Colour shortly. Also, I love Belle's Books channel, so I'm just popping that as a shout out to everybody that they should follow Belle's Books. Right, ladies first, do you want to share what you're reading?
Yeah, although I don't know if anybody can detect what's happened to my book.
I think Mum's got rats in her library.
Not rats.
I don't know, that's big bitey chunks there.
It's not. Yeah, I think it's just caught. I think it's just caught on something.
Has Seth's hamster ever gone missing?
No.
It's not. So anyway. You're currently reading. This is for women.
I just wanted to explain because it's. Oh God, I can't do this back to front thing.
Well,
can you see it?
You need to practice that for September, don't you, Louise?
Can you see it's been nibbled here?
Is the camera really?
It's been nibbled. So
excuse me.
So anyway, this is my choice for my translated book. So Layla Slimani, she wrote Lullaby, didn't she? And Adele.
Yeah, I read Lullaby and I wasn't sure about it.
Simon's not as keen as me. I read both of them and absolutely loved them both. I think to your surprise slightly. Layla is Moroccan. but has lived a lot of her life in France. And this is non-fiction, so it's. I hope non-fiction counts. I don't think.
Yeah, because we said anything by women in translation, because August is April. I literally don't know what it is.
Now I'm worried about you.
No, I was saying this to Mum in a vlog recently. I think I said
days
it was the 29th of Sheffield. Sheffield isn't even a month.
I quite like the idea of Sheffield being a month.
But August is Women in Translation Month.
Yeah. So, sorry.
I'm holding it more towards you. I'm trying
yeah,
to
no, it's me. I'm being useless. Anyway, so this is a non-fiction book. It is her. What she's doing is she's kind of interrogating the hypocrisy of the attitude towards sex in Morocco versus what actually goes on. And it's full of witness testimony. So there are individual accounts from various women that she's had the pleasure to talk to, who've been brave enough to sort of tell her their stories and experiences. And it's unusual for me to find non-fiction unputdownable, but I'm struggling to put it down. It's beautifully written, it's very thoughtfully written, and very thought-provoking. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Lovely.
About halfway through.
I don't know if I should say what the prompts are. I need to find them because there's quite a lot of them. So give me 1 second, everybody. But before I do that, actually, I'll do that while Mum's showing. Apparently, I'm reading the Magic Roundabout, a 200-piece double-sided jigsaw. That's not true. I have started. This is the proof edition, Islands of Mercy by Rose Tremaine, which is relevant because I can say where we are now. We are in Bath at the moment.
Wonderful Bath.
Which is where we used to come a lot when I was younger, because we didn't live that far away from it. And this is set in Bath and is about, well, I've not got that far in, but it starts off with, her name's really good and I've forgotten it. This is because I've only just got into it. She's called, there's a Sir Ralph Savage in here. That's exciting. I like a book with a savage, even if it's spelled the wrong way. Clorinda. So Clorinda has moved to Bath from Dublin, and she sells this amazing ruby necklace and buys herself what was a funeral parlour that has gone bust in Bath, and starts a tea room, which is apt because today we've been to the oldest building in Bath.
Highlands.
Yeah, and had like a recipe that's been cooked since the 1800s, 1600s, 1600s.
It made scones look tiny.
Yeah, they were like, and also they cut it in half for you, don't they? So originally they're like that, and then they cut it in half, and we had it with lemon curd and cream, because apparently that's how Queen Victoria had her afternoon tea.
It was.
So anyway, but and I've got as far as the tea room is set up, and then we meet a doctor who is waiting nervously for this woman to arrive, and he proposes to her. She doesn't accept, and then we move into her head. And what I'm really enjoying about this so far is it jumps from narrator to narrator to narrator. So you're kind of getting a really unusual, and also like within seconds, every time I read Rose Tremaine's writing, I'm just straight in there. Like she writes so beautifully.
She's wonderful.
And I discovered today, on a random aside, that she has a book called The Swimming Pool Season, which is out of print now. But if you get it, that would tick off the swimming pool prompt.
I have got it at home. I read it a long time ago. I can't remember.
So anyway, this has made me want to take the waters.
Oh, take the waters or take to the waters?
Take to the waters.
There's a canal out there.
I don't want to take that water, but I'd like to take to the waters.
I have to add as well that I read this Islands of Mercy earlier this year, I think. And
I'm not being rude, by the way. I'm not looking
thoroughly.
Down at
He is being rude.
I'm finding the prompts.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I can highly recommend it. And you know, Rose Tremaine, I just think, well, we've enjoyed every book of hers we've read, haven't we?
I haven't read one that I've not liked of hers.
No. And she's really clever because she writes about every single book is completely different to all the others. Apart from, of course, the Merivale ones, because she did 1 and 2, didn't she?
Well, I've not read those. I've not read very many of her books, but every single one I've absolutely loved. Right, so, Mum, what else are you currently reading? Because you're multi-reading.
So I am multi-reading, which I don't normally do, but I chose Mornings in Janine, and this, to your kind of horror.
No, not my horror. Let's go through the real story.
Okay, well, you were rather surprised that the prompt that went with this, weren't you? Because this book is about Palestine.
Oh, and you said it's a dream destination.
And it's you know, and I chose it as my dream destination pick. And I think you were a bit sort of, because, you know, clearly one of the things that appeals to me about this novel, and one of the reasons I've wanted to read it, is because I find sort of historic fault lines, political fault lines, really fascinating. And I love ancient places. And I realise that at the moment it might not be practical to travel there, but I would love to think at some point in my life I would actually go there. And also, I don't know enough about the sort of what happened in the 1940s, etc., etc. This is written by a woman who is from that part of the world, although lives in America, and also I think is a journalist.
I don't know.
I think.
But I just wanted,
you know, wanted to explore that perspective. And again, I've started reading it. I'm really enjoying it. If enjoying is the right word, because it's quite, you know, traumatic.
You said you're learning a lot.
I'm learning a lot as I read it. Yeah. So yeah, I recommend so far.
I'm going to go through the prompts. So for those of you who aren't aware what a book hibernation is, basically it is something that me and Tom run for a while. Their mum joined us, and basically it's where we create some prompts and you go to your shelves and you pick books off those shelves that match those prompts. No pressure, join in with as many or as few as you like. It's up to you. Now, we did go a little bit wild, which in hindsight I think might have been a bad idea. And the reason that we decided to go wild was because we thought, well, people can just match loads of them together. But actually, I think it makes it harder. Yeah. It almost gives you too much scope. But bear these in mind for when we say we would like you to recommend us some books that we look for tomorrow. And also I will go through the comments shortly, because I'm aware we have loads that I have not responded to. So the basic prompts are Get Lost in Translation, a book for women in translation month, so a book by a woman in translation. Getting Along Swimmingly, a book with a swimming pool in the title or on the cover. A Holiday Romance, a book from an author you already love's backlist, which is why I am reading Rose Tremaine. And I should have said that. Dream Destination, a book set in a place you always wanted to go. That's Mornings in Jenin by Susan Abul-Hawa from Mum. Bonus prompts. Blast from the Past. Pick a book set in a summer from another period of history. I'm going to pretend that some of this is set in the summer. I don't know if it is. I think it goes to Borneo, which is hot and sunny, so that feels summery to me. Summer Fling, a short book that you know you're going to love.
Is Borneo on the equator as well?
Maybe.
I think it might be.
But I don't know if, yes, and that is an extra prompt. So, and then the extra prompts are, sorry, I'm reading my phone, it's very rude. A summer adventure, head to a book set on the equator, sun, sea and sandcastles, a book with any of these things in the title or on the cover. Read the group read, which I'm going to talk about in a second. Share a picture from your favourite summer holiday. Summer holiday from the past using hashtag BookHibearnation. Take a picture in your favourite summary.
Never seen this before in your life.
Take a picture in your favourite summary reading spot using hashtag BookHibearnation. There we go. That's all on my Instagram in a nice rainbow, tiny font, because there's so many. Yeah, I've kept that in my highlights. So the group read. Now, this is why I made a bit of a thing about this, because me and Mum had 2 books. We picked 2 books each and got Instagram to vote. And Loving Colour was one of my suggestions, and Mornings in Jenin was one of Mum's, but it didn't win, so she still went and read it anyway. So
I think that's fair enough.
Whatever. Anyway, so I have started this, and Mum hasn't yet, and I feel a bit bad starting to talk about this because I would love other people's thoughts on this so far. I've only read 2 of the stories.
Well, why don't you, before you say anything, ask people who are reading it to comment? Just a suggestion.
Could you tell me how you feel about this before I'm allowed to say what I think about it? Thank you very much. And while you're all doing that, I'm going to go back through some questions.
Some people said they voted for mine.
All right, Gemma Books. All right, Gemma Books. I voted for Louise's.
Not that we're at all competitive.
You can still read Louise's book. The fact that I call you Louise more than Mum now is very strange.
Yeah, but you always do it in a very sarcastic way.
It's become a bit of a joke. Oh, Kay Dewey has nearly finished Islands of Mercy for Holiday Romance read, Dream Destination and Blast from the Past, and listening to Love in... Oh, so Kay Dewey's mixed them. So Blast from the Past, Dream Destination, and nice. Clever. I like what you've done there. Janie Edwards, I'm halfway through Something New Under the Sun, which was my pick because it had a pool under the cover or on the cover.
Nice idea.
Face the news page. Oh, Reading the Mercies after your lovely conversation with Kira, and Mum really wants to read that.
I really want to read that.
And she can't buy it though tomorrow on our book shopping call because I've got a copy for it already. Erin's reading Existential Kink, which is both what it sounds like and it isn't. Erin, I enjoy the sound. That's a good one. We're talking about this. Plan to Kill It with Swimming Lessons by Claire Fuller after this.
I thought that was a great trick. I really want to read some more of her books.
Now, I'm going to try and go back because I want to make sure that I'm featuring lots of people. Oh, somebody's reading Giovanni's Room. There's a really interesting discussion with me and Renaissance Koji about that book on Turn Up for the Books when it comes out in October.
Okay.
That's a teaser. Oh yes, this was somebody bought Wakenhurst after my mum recommended it.
I hope you enjoy it. I loved it.
This Amelia White's just started The Appeal by Janice Hallett. I am seeing everywhere, and it's a book told in emails, and the murder happens partway through.
Oh wow!
And then you slowly begin to discover who the murderer was as the emails carry on.
Tomorrow, I've not heard of that.
I have. I bought it. Lauren of Books absolutely loved it. Somebody's just finished Piranesi. Going on to Stephen King. You'll hear me and Mum talk about that when we do our Women's Prize shortlist video. We've already recorded it. The prize got put back, so you won't see it until September the 7th. No. Now this one, I've just finished Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bartz. This is about, it's not for the faint-hearted, German books. You're right. I've not read it, but I've got it. It's about when humans, it's dystopia, but it's when humans have to start eating other humans. Ooh. And it's how they pick which humans get eaten and which ones don't. Oh, thank you. I had to supply a very good meal. That's all I'm going to say. Plenty of me. Currently reading Clara and the Sun. Good pick. Also on the Man Booker Prize long list. We've been talking about the book. We might talk about that later if you ask us. And if you don't, we won't. What else ones we've got? 29th of Sheffield sounds like a book title. Definitely not a month. Other people enjoying The Mercies. Somebody's read The Lost Ones by Anita Frank.
Oh, somebody's reading Year of Marvellous Ways.
Give me time to catch up, Louise.
Sorry.
Sarah Women is very, very, very good.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm an Island by Tamsin Kaladas. The Hebrides I really, really want to go to, but that book, all I can say is the tourist board won't have wanted that book to be published.
Oh, really?
It's about a woman who leaves London after a really horrible thing happens to her and her husband.
I think you told me about this book before.
It was mine and Melanie's book club choice last October and November.
Oh, right. Okay.
And she moves away to the Hebrides where she wants to kind of set up this life, making a craft and it's how outsiders versus it's how incomers are seen, and it gets really dark.
They call them blow-ins where I live.
Well, they don't call them that there. They call them much worse, which I won't say. Just read The Black Teacher, very thought-provoking, followed by At Present I Belong Here. I don't know either of those two. Somebody said they would recommend The Ethnic Cleansing of Palestine as a book. More fans of A Year of Marvellous Ways. Let's see what else we've got. I think we've caught up almost. Oh,
you're making me giddy. Right.
Finished On the Red Hill for my dream destination. Now I want to go Wales more than ever. It is the most amazing place. I did a vlog on this. This is where I went. And recently I found out, and this blew my mind, this is going to sound like a name drop, and it slightly is, but I discovered
I've already heard this story.
It's a good story, though.
No, it is a good story.
A really good story.
It's a really good story.
Lots of people know that Tales of the City is one of my favourite books ever by Armistead Morpan, and that series is one of my favourites. And he had seen the video on my channel of the vlog and went, how cool is that? So that's very exciting.
And hasn't Chris just read the book?
Chris read the book while we were there. People would have seen it if they've seen the vlog, like literally in one go. And we are going back in September, but I'm not telling people when. Because you can't all turn up. There's not enough space. And Chris spends far too much time skinny dipping, so nobody needs to see that. Amanda is reading Horseman by Christina Henry, since my dream destination is the town of Sleepy Hollow. Oh, that sounds cool. What's this one? Just read a few pages of Living Colour. I'm really enjoying it, just wondering whether I may be missing out, not really knowing the original African myth some of the stories are drawn from. That's partly how I feel, Elle. So we're on the same page there. See what I did. Then we have just finished Wendy Darling. If my dream destination was Neverland as a kid, it wouldn't be anymore.
Oh, right. What a fantastic dream destination, though.
Yeah, that is a cool destination. I like that as an idea.
It's clever.
People are talking about the Mad Woman's Ball, and apparently people were disappointed by it.
Oh, okay. It's a great title.
Well,
I'd like to go to that ball.
The cover is, you'd be welcome at that ball.
Would I? Thank you very much.
Sorry. Should I read The Binding by Bridget Collins? My response is, I don't know, because I've not read it. Because I read... I read The Binding.
Have I read it?
Tom loved it. I liked it, and you didn't like it.
Yeah, I think I was ambivalent.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the one about the books.
Yeah, well, you...
Yeah, no, I thought it was really... It's a page-turner.
Yeah.
You know, if you want something that's really kind of, you know, you're wanting to find out what happens. I think I probably just read too many sort of... Sometimes you have a phase, don't you, of reading books that are quite similar periods of history, similar characters, maybe.
Jane Dolman, going back to write. Am I allowed to talk about Living Colour now?
Yes, you can.
Thank you very much.
You're
so,
absolutely
I'm not going to spoil anything because I've only read the first 2 stories, but James just said I tried Living Colour on Audible. Got to be honest, I struggled, but I didn't know the stories. I keep wanting to put books down really quickly because on Sky, we have to, because of undue prominence, you can't hold a book for too long. So I've now got into the habit of just going like that. But if I'd done that on a show and shown it 3 times, I'd done even more undue prominence. So my issue with this so far is I thought the first story was overwritten. The second story, I loved the second half, but it suddenly mentioned the fairy tale it was based on. I was like, oh, I get it now. And it was almost like she had to spell it out for me a little bit. And I'm going to carry on because some of them aren't African, like...
Scheherazade.
That's the one that I just read where it took me half the story for me to understand which one it was from. But then there's Psyche, that's Greek.
Cupid and Psyche, yeah.
And Thisbe.
Yeah. Well, Thisbe actually
and then
is Babylonian.
End,
it's an ancient Babylonian story.
You can look forward to that kind of content on Louise Savage Reads, not Classically Louise. Oh, I can start thinking of YouTube titles. Anyway, I've realised I can't hide that back. Hang on, unhide that. Sorry. I've realised that I feel like there needs to be a glossary that tells you more about the story. But also, I was speaking to you earlier about giving spoilers and saying, I do think if you rewrite a fairy tale or myth or legend, you need to make it pretty apparent which one it is and give people a little bit of insight more into it. You can't just expect everyone to know the story straight off. But
is that I mean, I don't know because I've not read any of them yet. Is that the expectation that you already know the plot?
We'll see where you get that. Oh, look, somebody said they're impressed with Louise, TBH. And they're laughing. I don't know whether they're laughing at us or with us.
Laugh at is fine.
Somebody's got a virtual hug. I don't know if that's for me. Sorry, it's turning into the birds.
Geese. There's a lot of honking going on outside.
Somebody would like to know on a completely different twist. Jenny would like to know, hello, you lovely pair. Wondering if you have any recommendations for... Any moment, I'm going to be taken away.
I hope you can hear that honking. Otherwise, you think we have gone mad and I do need to go to the Apple's ball.
It's actually very distracting nature. Anyway, sorry, Jenny. You would like recommendations for things to visit in the Highlands of Scotland or books to take. Defo taking the Bass Rock, which I really want Mum to read.
Yeah,
but TBR is looking at. I've not read enough books set in the Highlands, I don't think.
No, I'm trying to think whether I've read any.
But I would recommend going to Dundee on the way to the Highlands because they have a restaurant. This is how my brain works. They have a restaurant where everything is mozzarella based.
Oh.
Everything. The starters, the mains, and the desserts. Doesn't matter. It's just somewhere to go in Scotland.
I've never been to the Highlands. I'd love to go. Not been yet.
Well, I've got a library in the Highlands next year. Maybe you can join us there. Anyway, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. But I don't know with Highlands, I'm afraid. That's a little bit rude. If any of you have got in, can sort of put in the chat any...
Daisy Doodle. Wonderful Daisy.
Daisy Johnson.
Yeah, where was that?
No, that's further south.
Further south, is it?
Yeah. Well, a lot. Pretty much the whole country's further south than the Highlands.
Yeah,
if we're
that's
honest,
true.
That doesn't help.
Well, maybe somebody on
well, Jenny's very happy anyway because yes to mozzarella. You get to Dundee, and there we go. And someone's laughing at the eye roll, but then also I found this was quite fun. That eye roll should be the thumbnail for the next video. So anyway, yeah.
It's the backdrop to my life when we're together.
This is a good one. Highland Fling by Nancy Mitford.
Ah, great idea.
And that could be
Great
perfect for the
idea.
Highlands. And it's a book hibernation book.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry. Hello, Larry. Wasp Factory is set near Inverness.
Yes, and I've read that.
So here we go. In fact, I think Larry left a comment about something else earlier. I'm sorry, Larry, if I missed it. I do apologise. They're whizzing past, and this is not something I'm very good at. Yeah. Anyway, what other book have you got? Because there's lots of prompts to get through, Mum.
I know, and I deliberately didn't sort of overthink it because I knew we'd be going book shopping. So I have brought this one, which is the swimming prompt. There isn't a swimming pool.
There is on the cover I've got.
I know, and I've noticed that online as well. So I feel a bit like I'm cheating, but I know that because I knew I'd got this at home, and in my head it was the edition with the pool on the front, which would have been fine, but this one hasn't. So
it starts with a very and I should say
it does
sorry.
have sand on the front though.
There is a swimming pool in the first story of Love in Colour by Bola Babalola.
And it does. I've just realised it has got sand.
Babalola.
We're all right. We're safe.
You are safe.
It could be the sand prompt.
It could be. It's a bit lower.
My finger.
No, it's not. The book's a bit lower. The sun's a bit lower.
Anyway, I really enjoyed. I've only read Hot Milk by Deborah Levy so far. I read that about a year ago.
I love that book, but the title is so gross. Hot Milk.
Yeah, it is a bit odd, isn't it? But yeah, no, I thought it was absolutely superb. In fact, I'm still there. I'm still in that novel a year later. So I'm hoping that this will be equally good.
She's a favourite writer of mine, but I also know that people have got a bit of beef with her at the moment. But anyway, can your mum recommend? Oh, sorry, let me make sure. Oh, somebody else has got Something Home is on their Book Hibernation TBR.
Ah, great.
Jenny's very thankful for lots of recommendations, so keep those coming. Didn't you get a cheese book, Simon? How did you get on with that? Oh, I think I got like a cheesemonger's history to the British Isles.
Did you?
But I haven't read it yet. I want to learn more about cheese. I said I wanted to do that before I'm 40, but I also gave a list of 40 books I wanted to read before I'm 40. I think I've read one of them. Time is running out. So then we have... I'm obsessed with
historical Gothic horror is actually really hard to say.
It is. It's very difficult. It's
historical Gothic horror fiction.
It's harder than Sky Arts Book Club Facebook group, which I'm about to get very good at. I think everybody should try lots of different genres, but also if you love a genre, and you want to just keep going.
Reading is for enjoying.
Gillian Bridges' My Swimming Prompt just has a person swimming on it. That's fine. I've seen a few with diving boards. We went to Waterstones, didn't we, today, to sort of whet our appetite. But because we're in Bath, we want to go to Mr. Toppings. Persephone was closed today. Toppings, not Mr. Toppings, and Mr. B's Emporium. Yeah. So we're going to hit those tomorrow. And we would like some recommendations from you on books based on those prompts, which I'll go through again in a little bit. And also must remember that we mustn't go on for too long because we've got to go out for some Sri Lankan dinner.
We have.
I'm very excited about that. Although we have.
We'll have to waddle there.
It's becoming a theme. If any of you've seen any of my vlogs recently, they basically involve more food than books. It's just another restaurant and another one.
Rebecca's asking if I can recommend something.
Yes, I hadn't got to that yet, Louise.
Well, you're going the wrong way.
I'm going up to catch it. Rebecca would like to know, can your mum recommend something great that she's read recently?
Because I can.
Go on.
Because I can. So I read Jess Kidd's Things in Jars, which I really, really loved. I've read all her books now, thus far.
Did you think the ghost was handsome? I had quite a crush on the ghost.
Yeah, no, I could. Yeah, the ghost definitely had charisma, a charismatic ghost. No, I thought it was brilliant. And I've also read recently that I would wildly recommend, which is Still Life by Sarah Winman, which I know Simon has talked about.
Well, also there's been a lot of, actually, I missed quite a lot of it, but there's been a lot of Sarah Winman chatter.
Yeah, so Still Life is great. Really uplifting story about friendship.
So there's books that Mum would recommend. Gillian said Hot Milk was amazing. Jellyfish.
Yes.
Jellyfish. Oh, now I've wanted to read this. I think I've made the executive decision that Nina Mingya Powell's Small Bodies of Water counts for the swimming prompt. I think it is, lots of it is about essays around water. And I want to read her poetry collection and I really want to read her essay collection. I've got both of them. Mrs. Vix enjoyed hot milk too, but agrees the thought of hot milk makes her look. Yeah, it's because it's the most disgusting idea ever. People love food porn, so that's good. Hot milk is supposed to be soothing sleeping. Yes,
not in that story.
Oh, somebody's saying that Mr. B's Emporium is their very favourite bookshop.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a good recommendation.
Cindy is reading When the Lights Go Out by Caris Bray, which is a swimming prompt. Oh, that's interesting. I think that might be about the world flooding or something. And I love Caris Bray's writing, and I haven't read that one yet, and I should. Glad that people are enjoying all of the food porn. I'm watching not book porn, that's constant. The paperback of Crudo by Olivia Lang has been put on the cover, and that's one of my favourite books. The way she manages to make 2017.
Yeah.
Like, you read it and you know it's all real, but it's fiction.
Yeah.
And also the Kathy Aker thing. She's an author. I didn't know that. So she's writing about a protagonist who died years ago, but as if they were very clever. Yeah. Lots going on there. Yeah. More recommendations for Scottish books: Ring of Brightwater or The 39 Steps.
Okay, yeah.
I have read The 39 Steps. Jem says Things in Jars has been on my radar. It's recommended. If it's recommended by Louise, it must be good. That's nice. Also, Jem, I'm going to watch your book Hibernation TBR video. I haven't yet, but I'm going to. I'm very excited about it. I've got it on my watch list.
Somebody's mentioned the parrot in Still Life. Claude
is amazing. That
fabulous character.
That parrot.
Yeah.
When you go to Mr. B's, definitely ask the booksellers for a recommendation. They always pick something. Well, one thing that they do at Mr. B's, which we haven't done, but maybe we should do if we come back, is that you can do book therapy, where you book an hour and you tell them all your favourite books, and then they come up with a selection of books that they think would be perfect for you. So that's a nice thing to do. I think that's lovely. My copy of The Long, Long Afternoon has a swimming pool on the cover. What book's that, The Long, Long Afternoon?
Don't know.
I don't know either. Somebody else is recommending Nina Minya Powell's Magnolia is the favourite poe collection of this year and is definitely in the spirit of Women in Translation Month. Okay. We had a conversation because we saw a book today that was published by Publin Pumpkin. Don't know what I'm saying at the moment. Can you imagine how this has been for poor mum all weekend? I don't think I've ever heard you ask me if I'm all right as many times in one weekend. You're right, Simon. I'll be like off staring into the distance, thinking about where I need to be next week on the 29th of Sheffield. What was I going to say then? There was a book by Pushkin Press that we saw today, which was something like the Synchronized Swimming Society or something. There was, yeah. And what I found fascinating was it would count women in translation, even though the author translated it herself. Tell everyone about Elif Shafak.
Yes. I don't know if any of you, I highly recommend it if you don't, because it just lightens my week. But there is a podcast called Fortunately with Fee Glover and Jane Garvey.
I love their book.
And I'm a massive fan. And anyway, they always have a guest. And I think it was last week, special guest was Elif Shafak. And
you will all know I worship Elif Shafak. Yeah. I think she is phenomenal, and this is with only having read one of her novels and one of her non-fictions, but I think every time I see her on telly she's amazing, or every time I see her talk, and I pretty much cried in her face when I met her.
And she just seems like a wonderful human being. But anyway, so I was listening to her as their guest, and what I had not realized, and it just blew my mind and it blew yours when I told you, was that she writes her novels in English. And then she has because she's written a lot of novels, actually. I think I don't know how many, but she's certainly got quite a good back catalogue, which is wonderful news, because when you find a new writer you like, it's lovely to know. But anyway, so she writes her novels in English, and then she sends them to a translator who has been translating for her, I think, since her work was first published. And this translator translates them into Turkish, which is Elif's native language, which I thought that was really interesting. And then apparently she finds it really difficult to do herself. And then once it's been translated into Turkish, she then goes through it all and almost rewrites it, heavily edits it, because her vocabulary very often is more archaic than the translators. So she wants to get those kind of nuances into the language. And I was just mind blown by that whole process.
That's bonkers.
Really, really fascinating. And I really recommend you listen to her talking about it on that podcast because it was fab.
And she is amazing, full stop. Holly has said that her copy of Leave the World Behind by Riemann Allen has one swimming pool on it, so I'm getting around to that one. I'm really looking forward to reading that. Is me and Melanie's book club choice for September. So if you're wanting to read that along with us, you can.
Do you know, can I just say, that's one of the brilliant things. One of the things that grabbed me about Book Hibernation when you started doing it was it makes you look at your bookshelf so differently. Like, this has been sat on my bookshelf for a while.
Wow.
Now, I don't know why I haven't read it yet, and suddenly it's come to the forefront, and I love that.
Well, we're going to talk
gives you
about
an incentive to read.
I mentioned what I'm planning on reading next, and those people who've been watching my channel for an extra time will know this is one of the most sort of visible books that I've ever had on my shelves, and it's had the most comments ever, and it's the book that I've chosen for my novel in translation, and that is Natsu Karino's Out, which people can see on my shelves, and you can see it just really, really sticks out, and no matter what distance, it's been there forever. And this was also for when I did Bookopoly, Becca's Bookopoly, which I need to show you the video because I love doing that. One of the prompts was a book that had been on my shelves the longest. And I think I've had this with me for like 15, 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
Because I read one of her other books and absolutely loved it. And I think this is about women who work like in a meat factory. And I think they dispose of their husbands via it or something. I might be wrong. Anyway, I've had it on my shelves for ages, but this is the one I'm going to read. I've got a 5.5, 6 hour train journey on Tuesday. So I'm thinking that's the time to get this done because it's 500 pages.
You should have felt the dust that just wafted out of that.
Did it? Did it really? Are you shaming me?
No, I'm joking.
You're shaming Chris and his dreadful dust
I'm
stain.
surprised I'm not sneezing my heart out.
Anyway, so I've had this on my shelves for ages and lots of you have commented on it. So I thought that's the one I'm going to read next for translation. Right, where have we got to? Larry says Little Eyes, which I think is by Samantha Schweblin, has sections set in quite a few different locations like Italy, Mexico, etc.
You could do a little globetrot.
Well, you could. I like The Dangerous Kingdom of Love recently by Neil Blackmore, but I don't think it can be shoehorned into any of the prompts. He's writing amazing queer historical fiction. I just picked up a copy of The Mission House by Cass. We've both read it, and in fact, if you've got the UK paperback edition, you open the cover, you might find my quote.
You might. It's Caris Davis, though.
Oh, yeah. No, but I think she means Caris Davis.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
House.
I was just,
Sorry.
It's a great book.
But Rebecca, try opening the front and see if that's there. Scout Harris, I love Elif Shafak. Don't we all? This could become the Elif Shafak fan club or Missing People. This is not true. I think everyone's having a bit of a post-pandemic cotton wool brain. Glad to see it's not just me staring into distance being muddled. I think it is partly that. I also think it's the fact that at the moment I've got 5 contracts.
Yeah.
But 2 of them are ending quite soon, so things will calm down. I can't wait until I'm back to 2 days a week. Delido by Libby Page has a swimming pool. Yes, I've got that on my shelves. I was trying to work out how to make the new Elif Shafak fit a prompt. I did that as well. It's the Island of Missing Trees, isn't it? It's called. Depends where it's set.
Oh, it's an island.
It is an island, but I don't know whether it's a real island or a mythical island. Or I feel bad that I've not read that yet. Oh, Jacqueline's phone has died, so she's borrowed her son's phone to watch us.
Oh, that's nice.
I love Leave the World Behind, one of my faves this year. People are loving the Elif Shafak facts. We all want a detailed review of Out, as we've seen it so much on your channel. Not because I've been intentionally promoting it, by the way. Weren't Elif Shafak's novels written directly in Turkish?
Well, I thought that, but and they may have been, but she was certainly talking as if this was a process that she'd done a lot. Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, and Jenny's made a good point. The books we keep talking about eating human meat or killing people Oh, that's it. Out is about a woman who kills her husband and the other women help her dispose of the body. But I think there is
sounds a bit less drastic.
Oh, you see, the Island of Missing Trees is set in Cyprus.
Oh, brilliant.
So there you go. Good. You could have that as a holiday pick. So for the prompts that we're missing, do you know which prompts you're missing?
Oh, loads of them. Well, this is I'm either missing sand or swimming pool. I'm missing swimming pool, really.
So we need some recommendations of books with swimming pools on the cover, Dream destinations and holiday romance, that's very personal. But for the extra ones, I would love some books set on the equator. So if there's any books that you can recommend, or books on the equator. And I chose that question because I thought that was that. What was also, I forgot to say, is a lot of you chose these prompts for us. We only chose 2. And one of mine got poo-pooed because it was to have have a book that was the same title as the Madonna song. And that was actually quite difficult. But then there was Sun, Sea and Sandcastles, are books with any of those things on the cover. I would like some recommendations on Blast from the Past, books set in a summer from another period in history. Yes. I've read a lot from the summer of, is it 76?
76, the heat wave in Britain.
And then A Summer Fling, I guess that's a personal one, a short book you're going to love.
Spies would be good. That's in a summer, or is it in a summer?
Read Spies.
I think it's a summer. I love that book.
I've read Spies.
Yeah.
So any recommendations for those?
Need help.
Somebody said yes. Rebecca said yes. Karis Davies. Yeah. I'll have a look in the cover. Let us know. Report back. I think the Guncle has a book on the cover. This is a book that's doing the rounds. I think it's only out in America at the moment, or possibly Australia as well, which is about a gay uncle.
Guncle. What a great idea.
Oh, Cololo Hill, I read this year, and it was really, really good. And it almost made my books of the year so far list. I was really tight, and I needed 12 because I wanted to be tricky. Ellie Williams, Atrib, and Other Stories for Something. That's a really, really, really good idea. And more recommendations for Cololo Hill. So if you've got any more book recommendations, I'm going to give you 7 minutes to do it in, because then we're going to have to leave because we need to get ready to go to Sri Lanka via Food Not Fiction.
Yes.
See what I did there?
I did.
Did you see what I did there?
It was actually quite clever.
Thank you so much. Also, as this one's becoming a superstar, solo star, any ideas for a channel name for it? Let her know, because that could be coming from oh yes, I have read. So the books that I've read set in the summer of 1976 are Instructions for a Heatwave by Maggie O'Farrell. That's that one that Rebecca is recommending us. I think you read that last Hibernation.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Then,
I loved it.
Joanna Cannon's
Trouble with Goats and Sheep.
The Proof of Love by Catherine Hall, which is one of my all-time favourite books.
That's a lovely book.
Set in the summer of 76. The Year of the Ladybird by Graham Joyce. That is set in the summer of 76, when ladybirds also came to the UK en masse, and it was like a plague of ladybirds. And he writes a ghost story set in the summer. And then I think there's another one that I read in 76. But it seems to be a period that has stayed in the mind of so many authors.
I think that's the generation that I'm in, because I remember that summer really vividly. And I don't know, how old was I? 11. 11.
76.
10, 11. Yeah.
The Feast by Margaret Kennedy for a book set in summer. I've started that book twice this year and not finished it because I've kept almost starting a themed vlog and then deciding I just want to read what I want to read, but I will read that at some point. Malibu Rising, this has come up twice, and this is by...
Why are you laughing?
Because you were talking about Taylor Jenkins Reid earlier.
Was I?
The Wives of Evelyn Hugo.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't like it.
No, I didn't. Hardcastle, that
one. Oh, no, hang on. Is that the same book, though? Which is the one... Are you on about the one by Stuart Turton?
I'm talking about the Evelyn Hardcastle one. Yeah, I think that is...
Oh, I don't know. I get those two books very confused. This is a good choice. The We Are the Birds of Uganda for the Equator prompt, and I have that on my shelf. That's a Sky Arts Book Club pick, just to let you know. I know some people have told me off mentioning Sky Arts Book Club too much recently, but I'm going to keep mentioning it because it's my job. I'm going to be reading that at some point in the future. Oh, I've not heard of this. A Company of Swans by Eva Ibbotson for Summer Adventures. Doesn't she write?
For kids, usually, yeah.
Lots of Malibu Rising going on.
Yeah.
Lots and lots.
Oh, right.
Evelyn Hugo is the same author as Malibu Rising, not Evelyn Hardcastle. I did not like Evelyn Hardcastle.
I didn't. I DNF'd it.
And do you know what? Well, do you know what? It's good thing you did. Me and Pip and Sarah Schmidt. Have you read Sarah Schmidt's novel? It's a fictionalization account of the Lizzie
Borden.
Yes. case. Anyway, me and Pip and Sarah Schmidt read it when Sarah came over from Australia, read it as a group read together. And honestly, I don't think I've ever enjoyed taking apart a book so much. It was so much fun, but we all hated it. So anyway, sorry. Yeah, Evelyn Harker's, I just thought he really copped out with that book. And it made me really cross that at no point did he end up in a woman's body. And I think it's because he was too worried about talking about boobies. So there we go. Oh, A Month in the Country by M. Carr. That was one of Gran's favourite books.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Mum's
book.
mum, one of her absolute.
Yeah.
I think
Have you read that?
Oh my god, yeah, I read it.
Yeah,
hers. I think it's just. Yeah, I think it was. I think I read it while she was.
There's a lovely film version of it as well.
Oh, is there? More mentions of We're All Birds of Uganda, or The First Woman. I really, really want to read that by Jennifer Nansabuga Makumbi. That's, I think, it's a book that kind of brings in myths and legends from. I don't think it's Nigeria. I can't remember where it is. Anyway, I've got actually one book that I really want to get my mitts on. I've heard there's a new, newish Caribbean novel called The Bread the Devil Need, as in Knead.
Oh, okay.
And I'm obsessed with it, and I couldn't find it more so. So I'm really hoping the other ones have it. Otherwise, that could be tricky. Somebody's suggesting a book set in the summer of the Son of Sam. Could be quite dark, that, as a serial killer. There we go. I'm waiting for people to recommend a book that we need to buy. No one's given me any shopping list options yet. You got 2 minutes. So
you're right there. Do I need to give you back a good
what
thumb?
This makes me see as well? But this is so old now. This would have been $7.99 when I wasn't. I think I got it second hand, so it's probably about £2.50. But if you went into shop, I bet you that'd be $10.99 now.
Yeah.
Oh, inflation.
Oh, I know.
Imagine. Oh, Call Me by Your Name would fit the holiday prompt. Somewhere in the past, answering prompts. I have read it. I'll never forget the scene with the peach. I've also seen the film, which I didn't like. But Chris really, really loved it. Chris Chrysler. Chris listens to that film soundtrack on repeat all the time. If it's not Barbara Streisand at the moment, it's still
Remains of the Day. I love that book.
Oh, now would that squeeze into historical summer? Because I've got that in my suitcase.
Is it a summer?
I don't know.
It's
one of Mum's absolute favourite books. It's also one of
I don't know
Bernadine
why
Evaristo's favourite books.
Beautiful, beautiful writing.
You'll have to talk to her about that at the Women's Prize party. You can go and have a right old natter with her about that, because we'll be doing behind the scenes stuff for Skylight's Book Club Facebook group. As we will actually, the Bookshop Crawl will be on that Facebook group. It probably won't be on my channel, although some of it will be in my blog. So just saying. The White Book by Han Kang, anything by anything by Han Kang, I would recommend Vegetarian, Human Acts, or The White Book. I would recommend all of those. They are very, very good. Somebody's that's a brilliant book. The Summer That Melted Everything by Tiffany McDaniel. And that is where a town, I think it's in the north of England, think that the devil has come. And it's when the heat wave happens. So,
but also, look,
Bitter
Claire
Orange by Claire Fuller.
I'd like
another
an
one.
excuse to read another of hers.
Well, and I think in Bitter Orange there are some savages spelled our way.
Oh my goodness!
I think somebody messaged me and told me that, so I don't believe that's a lie. I think there's something. I don't know this one. Leopard at the Door by Jennifer May, set in Kenya. We've been to Kenya together, me and my mum.
Years ago we have.
And people are saying, The Offing by Benjamin. Oh my God, I love that book so much. That's one of my favourite books. And as if you needed us to go on
Somebody knows as well.
Any excuse, any excuse. Now then, here we go. This is how we will end the chat. So, Ruby Hammer wants to know, what do we need to ask you about the booker? So, there has been a conversation with me and the booker about, not about judging, sadly, but about how how can do some more stuff with the booker and libraries, because that's a really, really lovely relationship, but also how as Savage reads, I might want to do some stuff, and potentially me and Mum might read the shortlist together. I don't know if I want that to become an annual definite, but this year I'm quite excited about the list in a way that I haven't been for a few years.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I just feel like it's quite a fresh list, whilst also having some old favourites.
Yeah.
It's kind of got everything.
Yeah.
I think. So that is a possibility. So if you'd like to see us reading the shortlist for the Booker Prize, let us know, because obviously we'll possibly give it a whirl then. Possibly. Although I'm getting
Probably, maybe.
Probably, maybe. We'll see. Because yeah, I would like to do more. Somebody asked if we could read the whole long list, and I was like, absolutely. Just for me, I physically can't do that.
If I'd already read a few of them, maybe, but
yeah. I mean, I panic about time and things way in advance. So I've been panicking with Mum about the fact that next year, for the project that I'm working on, that I can't tell you about until October, I'll be working every weekend for 3 months. Well, long weekends, 3 months. So I literally won't be home for about 3 months. So I was like, how am I going to do some of the book Hibernation? She'll have her own channel by then. Her and Tom can do it.
Oh,
that'd be lovely.
It would be lovely. It would be lovely. It just wouldn't be the same.
No, but it'd be lovely.
But I do love Tom.
Yeah.
I love Tom.
We want Tom to come back. People are saying, yes, they would like us to read the Booker. Some people are saying they'd read along. People think that this long list is much more approachable. That I would agree with.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way. Approachable is a good word.
I almost want to say, like, it's more, and I know this is a really unpopular term, it is much more readable. That's how I feel about it. And I think that's going to be quite exciting. And I do like the fact there's debuts on there, unknown authors, and you've got Kazuo Ishiguro.
Yeah.
So that's great. So basically, as Janie says, Booker shortlist is a yes then from all of the comments that we've got.
Aww.
So there is that. Right. We need to go and get changed and ready. Because as much as I love my Alma t-shirt, I don't think it's... And also I'll probably spill curry down it.
You might.
I'm infamous
for
spilling food down myself. I think actually this is...
He needs one of those aprons, you know, like people use...
Or
what is it you eat with a bib? Lobster. Is it lobster? Are you supposed to have a bib? I don't know.
Some of us don't eat lobster.
He needs one of those. He needs a bib.
After this one.
He used to have a pelican bib. Do you remember?
No. Anyway, this has been fun for everyone. So thank you for joining us all today. Yes. And carry on letting us know using the hashtag BookHibear, as in a bear.
As in polar bear.
Yeah. Well, that's not a polar bear, actually. That's a sugar bear, just to clarify. Okay. That's the nickname that all of my friends' children give me. Slightly awkward in playgrounds. Uncle Sugar Bear. Anyway, moving on. Thank you for joining us all. Let us know all about your book Hibernation reads as the week's going on. Oh, and we forgot to say we're hopefully going to do a live together, not next Sunday, but next Monday.
Yes.
A week tomorrow.
I think that's right.
Kind of updating each other on how we got on and everything, because we're aware that we haven't done as many lives and stuff. But also, I've not vlogged very much this weekend because it's just been nice to hang out with my mum when I'm not staring weirdly into the distance.
That is such a nice thing to say.
You owe me 50 quid. Anyway, on that note, actually, I'm excited because tomorrow we're seeing some of my old teachers I used to teach with. Yeah, so that's going to be fun too. Anyway, we've now talked for way longer than we intended, which is always the way. Hibernation at Betsy is... until Sunday the 15th, so we will catch up on Monday the 16th. I think that's the right dates. Yeah, but basically a week on Monday, we will catch up. So you can read out until that point if you want. You know, no one's going to stop you. I'm not going to send anyone round.
We're not formal, are we?
We're not formal.
We're not
very informal.
We're not date bound, are we? Really?
We're not date bound.
No.
Well, sort of when we have to go places and be places.
Well, of course, but you know, on this one.
I can't do the end of videos.
No, you're rubbish at it, but then I would be too.
Well, you do then, because you've got to get in practice.
Oh gosh, what do I say? Well, thank you very much for all of you for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure and a privilege. I've really enjoyed it.
I'm excited about it.
I have. I love these.
Should have seen how quickly she ate a Sally Lunn's bun in there and getting back here. It was embarrassing. Sorry, I'm totally distracted you.
You have now. You're going to have to finish it now. Maybe that's how you should finish it, just by zipping up.
Bye. Bye.